So, what if 2026 wasn't just another year of, making plans and writing down goals? What if this was the year you finally actually execute? Look, this isn't about resolutions, it's about a fundamental shift in how you think, and it could literally change everything for you. Let's get into it. Okay, let's just start with a really direct question, and I want you to be honest with yourself. If your life, your job, your income, your routine, all of it stayed exactly the same for the next 5 years, would you look back and feel proud? Or would there be this quiet, nagging feeling of disappointment? Really think about it. Your answer to that question points to a huge truth. For most of us, the real problem isn't that we're truly stuck, like we can't move at all. No, the real and honestly the more dangerous issue is that we've settled. We've accepted that good enough is, well, good enough. And that one little decision, that quiet acceptance, is costing us our future. So let's really unpack this danger of settling. We're going to talk about why that stable life you've been told is the goal might actually be the biggest trap there is. I mean, think about the routine. You know the drill. You get up, you do what you're supposed to do, you pay the bills, you keep everything afloat. Basically, you survive. And what does everyone say? Oh, you should be so grateful. At least you have stability. And yeah, on the surface, that sounds right, doesn't it? But then, deep down, probably in those quiet moments late at night, there's this little voice, the one you try to ignore, and it just whispers, this isn't it. That's not the sound of failure. It's the sound of potential that's being wasted. And we have to get this distinction clear. Failing? Yeah, it hurts. It's like a punch to the gut. It's an event. But settling? Settling is way more dangerous. See, when you fail, you fight back, you learn something, you're forced to get up. But when you settle, you don't fight. You just adapt. You compromise. It's not a big bang. It's a slow, quiet decay of your ambition. And this is how we do it. This is how we adapt. We start playing these little language games with ourselves. Just surviving paycheck to paycheck, we call that success. Being too afraid to take a risk? Oh, that's just being realistic. Giving up on our biggest dreams? Well, that's what maturity is all about. And before you know it, we just stop asking for more. Now, this isn't all your fault. It's not just a lack of willpower. There is some powerful brain science at play here, which brings us to your brain's own built-in comfort trap. So here's the deal. Your brain isn't really designed to make you happy or fulfilled. It's designed to keep you safe. And it runs on this incredibly simple loop. Your daily routine feels predictable. That predictability feels safe. And that feeling of safety gives your brain a little hit of dopamine, that feel-good chemical. The result? Your brain basically tells you, hey, this is nice. Stay right here. Don't you dare risk it. And that little whisper from your brain, that's the voice of procrastination. It says, oh, you can start that big project later. And later so easily becomes next year. And next year eventually fades into that fantasy land called someday, a place that, let's be honest, never ever arrives. And that leads us to the real gut punch here, the high cost of all this waiting. This is the part where that potential you've been ignoring starts to curdle and turn into straight-up regret. So let me ask you again, and be really honest. What was that thing you dreamed about doing years ago? Before life happened, before you decided it wasn't realistic? What was it? Was it something like this, starting your own thing, your own business, finally getting to a place of real financial freedom? Maybe it was building something online, a YouTube channel, a community. Or maybe it was simpler, but even bigger than that. Maybe it was just about becoming the person your younger self would have been proud of. And here's the hardest truth of all. For many of those things, you didn't even fail at them. You just stopped trying. You stopped believing it was possible. And that's so much worse. Because potential that you ignore doesn't just go away. It sticks around, and it becomes regret. Okay. But this is not where we're going to leave it. Because that feeling, that regret, is a powerful signal, and we're going to use it. This brings us to the 2026 decision. This is the moment we stop waiting around for motivation and we shift into pure, raw execution. This is why this year matters. Not because of a date on a calendar. It's because you can choose to make this a decision year. This is the year you draw a line in the sand. This is the year the negotiations with your comfort zone are over. So what in the world is an execution year? It's simple. It's a period of time that is not defined by how you feel. It's not about being motivated. It's defined by one single, non-negotiable decision to act on a goal. It's a commitment, not a feeling.
Just look at the difference. Motivation, it's just a feeling, right? It comes and goes. It's always waiting for the perfect time to show up. It just consumes your energy. But execution, that's a decision. It's a commitment. It doesn't wait for clarity. It creates clarity by taking action. It builds momentum. We're choosing to build this year.
All right, so how do we actually do this? How do we make this real? Let's get down to it. Here is your very first commitment to make sure this year is absolutely different. And let me make this as simple as possible. Forget about the perfect plan. Forget about the spreadsheets and the 20-step programs. That stuff is usually just a fancy form of procrastination anyway. You don't need a perfect plan right now. You just need to make one decision. Okay, this is your first action step. And I'm serious, please do not skip this. Go find a pen and a real piece of paper. Step 1, write down one dream that you know you settled on. The real one, the one you buried. Got it? Okay, now get ready to write one sentence right below it. In 2026, I stop settling. I execute. That's it. It's not fancy. It's not complicated. It's a declaration. It's a contract you are making with yourself right now. And as you look at what you just wrote, I want you to burn this into your brain. You're not too late. You are not broken. You are not incapable. You have just been comfortable. And being comfortable is a choice, not a life sentence. That state of comfort ends the second you decide it does. This is the year you stop just watching and wishing, and you start doing. You start building. Welcome to your execution year.